Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Cathy.
And I'm Cathy Tiarina. And for those of you that don't know who we are, Ron and I are the co-founders of the Ridge Project and the co-creators of TYRO.
TYRO is a Latin word which means apprentice, novice, someone learning something new, a warrior.
Ooh-wee.
And we have the honor and privilege to really empower others to what it means to what it means to fight for your legacy, what it means to be a TYRO, a man or a woman worth following.
And so when we say TYRO means a warrior, we mean fight for your legacy to become a leader in your home, your community, and your workplace. And so out of our own journey of 15 years of incarceration, we created the TYRO suite of programs. Now, were those 15 years easy?
Absolutely not.
No, not at all. But we learned so much about what it means to build a healthy, strong, thriving family and what it means to chase your dreams and your goals and to dream again, that we created programs to help every person coming behind us.
And so what we get to do, we get to really open the presents that help you open up the presents we're going to give you today. You know, being a father is not easy, especially from behind bars, right? I believe that's one of the hardest jobs any man can have in the world, being a father from behind bars. And we want to encourage you today that your story is not over. There is life after penitentiary. There is life after the circumstances that you found yourself in, whether you're in there by choice or whether you're in there because of the mistakes you made and the circumstances of your life. It doesn't matter. You're there.
Who would be in prison by choice? I hope you're not in prison by choice. I just want to say that. But you know what? No matter what has happened in the past, you still have the opportunity to create an incredible future. And we want to help equip you to do that. So TYRO TV is one of the tools that we use to bring to you the tips, the tools, the information, and guests, right, that speak into your life and share their stories of overcoming obstacles in order to become successful. You see, there's a measure of joy and a measure of pain in everybody's life. And success is a struggle for everybody, no matter what it is you're overcoming, whether it's incarceration, whether it's just your own defeating mind battles, whether it is other people in your life telling you you're never going to make it, whatever it is, we all have something we have to overcome if we want to become successful. Nobody makes it easy.
You know, there's no such thing as a self-made man. You know, I mean, literally, you need a cheerleader. You need somebody to help you succeed in life. And what we get to talk about today is learned behavior. You have to be taught on how to become a successful husband, a successful father, a successful employee, a successful son. This is learned behavior. What got us in a situation, what got you where you're at today was what you learned on the streets, or you were struggling, whatever your fight, your battle was. You ended up in the penitentiary. But that's not the end of the story.
That's right.
Because with a new way of thinking, a new way of seeing life, you can take this, how we say it here on TYRO Land, TYRO TV, is your past does not define who you are, but it can qualify you for your future if you let it.
If you let it. So you are the one that has the power. So today we are super excited because we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, we have got a powerful man that has overcome all kinds of odds in order to make his dream come true. And you are going to love this gentleman.
So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this, and we will be right back.
Playing catch, basketball, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. These are all normal things on the outside, but many times are missed in a visitation setting. TYRO Dads brings the same fun experience to the inside through Family Days. As a TYRO Dad, you have the opportunity to participate in this fantastic event. Family Day is designed to allow fathers and families to engage with each other through activities designed to stimulate communication, learning, and play. Family Days will not only be a highlight for you, but for your children as well. The Ridge Project has strategically developed Family Day as an opportunity to help you connect with your child throughout your separation and help both of you develop skills to continue building your relationship when you return home.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Cathy.
And I'm Cathy Tiarina.
And today we have a wonderful, wonderful guest, a dear friend of ours, Chef Tony Brubaker.
Woo! Hey, Tony, welcome to the show.
Welcome,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you for having me.
So you are in Findlay, Ohio, Bowling Green, Ohio, Signet, Ohio.
Where I
do you
live?
Yeah.
I live in Signet, Ohio.
Signet, Ohio. Big town of Signet.
Oh, real big town.
Well, you know what? I see he has a TYRO pin on. So what's that mean, man? Tell us what that means.
TYRO, obviously, I've I was the chef here for quite a while, and I went through the entire TYRO program and earned my pin. Got to earn the TYRO pin.
That's right.
That's
You
right.
got to earn
That's
it.
right.
That's a good word.
So
And you never really stop earning the TYRO pin either.
oh, that is such a
You know,
good
because
word.
being a father, being a man worth following, that's a lifelong pursuit. You don't just get the pin and it happens. I mean, that's a
Ooh.
process.
That's a
And
great
even
word.
now, I'm still walking out that process of being a man worth following.
That's a good
And,
word.
and Tony came in as an instructor, so you didn't just come in. So he went in and he took the TYRO training, became a TYRO, but then instructed a group of men and women that to this day are still on that journey and following it and look up and respect you. You're building an incredible legacy, and it is really cool to watch. And we are so excited to have you
We're
here.
so excited. You know, when we talk about when Tony came in, he's a chef, so he came in and led our culinary arts school at that time. We had a vision and we had a dream. Let's see if we can do this. And Tony led it, and the people that completed it are
Yeah.
currently still cooking or doing something in the industry.
Right. Yeah, you lit a fire. So tell us about your journey. Tell us about your journey as, you know, what attracted you to come here in the first place and work with people and go through the TYRO program and teach them not just how to be leaders in the kitchen, but to be leaders in their lives. Why that?
When I first came here, I was looking for something different. I was managing several mobile home parks. I was an ordained minister, and I was a freelance chef, you know, because I've got my culinary degree from Johnson & Wales University. And so I did all three. And this job seemed to envelop everything that I wanted to do. You know, my ministerial degree helped me to, you know, connect and motivate and instruct, you know, those men and women who needed it so desperately. My culinary skills, I could impart my knowledge to them so that they could grow later on.
Man,
And it was just the culmination of everything that I wanted to do.
Oh, that's cool.
that was
Yeah.
good. Right here under one roof.
Yeah.
One group.
That's
That's
good.
right.
And that is a great opportunity that you found yourself in, where you could empower, inspire, equip, and get ready, right? For the men and women that you got to work with to take whatever their story was, whatever they were coming from, you know, because most of them they either had to be on parole or probation or low income in order to come into the program, and you were able to do all that and pour into them to help them fulfill their dreams and ambitions.
So I have a question. So why isn't just teaching them the skills of culinary? Why wouldn't that have been enough?
Good question.
Well, that's a skill set, an occupational skill set. Now, you can have the occupational skill set, but if you don't have that heart change, it'll all fall apart. You know, being a chef or, you know, any kind of job skill that's like the pinnacle. You need that solid foundation to build on. And the TYRO program is a change of heart. It is that foundation that you can build that successful house on.
Man, that is exactly what TYRO is. It is that thing where your character becomes so solid that when you arrive, it's your character that's going to keep you there.
Yes.
That is
So
awesome.
tell us about your journey, because it's been super awesome. So as Chef Tony came in and he's doing the culinary school, he set aside his own dream, which is a big deal. He set aside and said, you know what? Let me set aside my dream for a minute to help other people become successful. And so you had created this sauce, and it was your dream to get this sauce out there. And you just kind of set that aside for a little bit. And then as you transitioned out of here,
You picked
what
it back
happened?
up.
Tell us about this journey.
Well, I had a sauce that was on the market. I was in probably about 4 or 5 stores. And how I got there is an entirely different story altogether. But going forward from here, I was in the stores, and I came here. And the importance of what I was doing here took precedence. You know, so I let the other go. Well, that sauce that I had, it was pretty much a ready, fire, aim. So it was a bit of an ill-conceived notion. You know, I wasn't doing things the right way because I just jumped in.
Okay.
So
You know,
rushed
and
out.
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
But then when I left here, and a couple years, and I was able to listen to people that were much smarter than me, be humble enough to take advice.
What a good word. I love
I was
that.
able to take that sauce, rebrand, relabel, reformulate, listen to people who knew more than I did, surround myself with people who, knew more. And I relabeled, rebranded, and came out with my current sauce now.
Wow. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about what did it take for you to come out with your current sauce and what's happening with it now. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more from Chef Tony.
TYRO Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You will begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. TYRO Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Cathy TYRO's own personal experiences. TYRO Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tiarina.
And I'm Cathy Tiarina, and we are here today with the very infamous, very famous Chef Tony Brubaker. So you saw him here first.
So you know what, hearing your story and hearing what you get to do now, and I've been following you on Facebook and all the social media things, and just watching you grow and seeing you. There was one picture that really just captivated me to see you. You were standing on a high ladder, and it was big kettle drum. So I imagine that's where they were cooking the sauce, and it was a picture of it inside of an industrial kitchen, right? But when I saw one of your former students, years later, now this is years later, he's there helping you achieve your dreams and goals. So you were able to inspire a student enough to say, hey, can I walk with you? Can I be part of this, what you're doing?
But in doing that, your former student is also fulfilling his dream of wanting to be a chef and wanting to contribute. And it's just like so inspirational and so powerful. So tell us more about the journey. So you said, okay, so you
First of all, if I can interject real quickly, there's so much more to that story.
Okay.
One, that is the student, but the young lady with him was his daughter.
Oh,
Really?
So not only am I inspiring him, but then he has been telling her, look at this man, he's pursuing his dreams and you can do the same thing.
wow.
And so not only am I inspiring him, but
The next
the next generation as well.
And the
That's
students at
awesome.
TYRO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crawford is his name,
Yeah,
TYRO Crawford.
Mr. Crawford, yeah.
And it is so, Chef Crawford actually, and it is great. You know what, that's what we talked about. How do we stop the generational cycles of self-destruction and
Right.
family destruction?
And
he's
flip
doing
that to generational cycles of inspiration, right?
Yes,
and
yeah.
equipping. And so seeing that happen is
That
awesome.
is wonderful. Great picture then. Yeah. Yeah.
So before we went to break, you said three things. You said as you left and you went back, you did three things. What were they,
they
right?
would rebuild,
Right.
relabel, and reformulate.
So tell us about that. What does that mean?
As far as reformulation, the previous sauce I had was based on my own personal barbecue sauce. Now, through learning from other people, I knew I had to change my audience. To a taco sauce, because a focus group told me, hey, you know what? I see this more as like a enchilada, a taco sauce. I'm like, well, hey, you got to listen to your customer.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And so, okay, let me make it a taco sauce. So I ended up taking out a few ingredients that transformed it from that barbecue sauce into a recognizable taco sauce.
Wow.
So I had to change what was in it.
So you really, now I hear what you're saying. As an entrepreneur, and you're an entrepreneur, we're hustlers, right? You got to listen to what the audiences, your customers are demanding, and you got to be willing to, you said be humble
enough to
learn,
hear. Yeah.
to hear, right? So that means you gotta let go of what you think is it.
Yes.
And that's a hard one. When we create something, it's your baby,
Yes.
and you know what? I'm gonna run with this. I'm gonna run with this.
I'm going to
Yeah.
say it another way. So, being right was not as important as being successful. And so sometimes, like, we get so stuck in, you know what, I'm just going to be right. Nobody can tell me. I'm not going to learn from anybody else because I'm right. Doesn't matter what anybody else says. And we just harden ourselves. And we can never be successful when we care more about being right than about reaching people. And so that's a powerful lesson.
That is a great lesson. I mean, you really got to get ego. Come on, guys. Come on, dads. You got to check your ego at the door because your ego will stop you from reaching the next level. And we see it all the time.
Yeah,
Because no one individual has the full formula for success. You've got to continually tweak and change as you go. Because my first product, I loved it because it was my own. Came from my own creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? It didn't work in the marketplace.
It might have worked in your own kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you want to stay in your own kitchen, then
That's
that's
okay.
And even with this,
Yeah.
you know, it came out. I had market design, graphic designers, people who knew what they were doing, and I was sitting in a store. And a couple customers said, "Hey, do you have something in a hotter version? I really love hot." I'm like, "Well, no, I plan on doing it in about a year." All right, come back in a year. I'm like, "Oh."
Come back in a year. So it shut that door.
And it shut that door. So I'm sitting here saying to myself, I'm leaving money on the table.
Right, yeah.
And I was planning to do this in a year. But you got to strike when the iron is hot.
Right.
Opportunity presents itself,
Yeah.
and you've got to have the courage
Yeah.
to
Run
jump.
it,
Oh, I love that. The
And
courage
so-
to jump. Yep.
So by doing that, I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And people are amazed. I've been in the market now for a little over 6 months. I started with
Wow.
one product. Now here we are, almost 7 months later, and now I've got 3 on the market. Why? Because I looked at the opportunity. I didn't let fear hold me back, and just jump.
And so how many stores are you in now?
I'm in 25 stores throughout Northwest Ohio and Southern Michigan.
That is
congratulations,
awesome. And
man.
only 6 months. So you can
Only 6
imagine
months.
a year from now where we're going to be. I say we, where you're going to be.
So real quick, I mean, I have a yellow brand here, and so we got 3
But
different
we
brands.
have to take a break.
We got to take a break already?
Yeah, so when we
Oh,
come
my
back, we're going to talk about what these are. We're going to talk a little bit more about what it took for you to be successful.
This is a great segment. We're just gonna keep going. So listen, you don't want to miss this. Take some notes, guys, because this is what it takes. It takes hard work and perseverance and courage.
Humility.
Humility and courage.
That's right.
So stay tuned. We'll be right back with Chef Tony Brubaker.
Dear son, it's been hard these last few years, watching you grow up without me in the picture. Never taking the time to find out how you were or what was going on in your life. You're just a boy, I thought. You don't need me. I didn't need my dad. He was never around, I told myself. But I was wrong, son. I'm supposed to be a grown man. I was selfish. I was stupid. I was thinking of me, not you. If I could go back, son, and change things, I would. It's taken me all this time being selfish to finally grow up and realize I need to be a responsible man. That's what I finally learned, not from prison, but the TYRO program. It's all about becoming a better, stronger man. Wish I would have gotten it sooner. Everything looks different to me now. I'm a changed person. I know I need to be there for you now. It's not about me anymore. It's not about being cool. It's not about who I run with. It's about mom. It's about you. It's about being a better man, learning something new in my life. It's about being a TYRO, a man worth following. I'm your dad. You're my son, and I love you. I am a TYRO. I'm a TYRO. Dad.
If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO or just want to know more, contact your local Ridge Project facilitator or your caseworker.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Arena.
And I'm Cathy Tiarina.
And we have with us a very dear friend of ours, a TYRO friend of yours,
That's right.
Chef Tony Brubaker. That's Brubaker, not Brubaker.
That's right. So we've been talking about what it has taken for him to create this successful sauce to get into 25 stores. And
2 states.
Yeah, and in 6 months, right? That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
So, but it wasn't really 6 months, right? What happened? Tell us a little bit more about the journey and the courage that it took.
The backstory.
Yeah, the backstory.
The way back story
Yeah.
was before I even had a business in the first place.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. And the way I started, I was dead broke, had nothing. So what I did during my days off, I would create a company on paper because it was safe then. I didn't need to pony up the money. So I started looking, how to do this, how to do that, how to research,
Yeah.
for fun. And it came down to the point where, okay, well, I've got all this information, now I have to make it somewhere. Picked up the phone and called, the place where I was going to eventually make it, and said, hey, yeah, I'm thinking about, making something. And they said, well, come on down for a tour. So I went there under the false pretenses that I was actually going to make something.
And at that time, you weren't sure.
Well, I didn't have the money to do anything.
Yeah.
And while I was there, opportunity struck, and they said, well, we have a contest, a product development contest. It's next year. Put in your application. Well, I already had a business plan on paper that I submitted to them. And I ended up being the top 8 and eventually winning the whole thing.
Wow.
And so they gave me the all the information I needed, some financial help to get there.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Because you decided, you know what, I'm going to go there. Even though your motive might have not been in its purest sense, you know what, I'm going to go over there. Whatever you told yourself, you still had to step in faith.
But I love.
Yeah. But even then, I was being a TYRO, learning something new.
Yeah, and
very
you were
so.
already prepared, okay, what would it take? What would it take? And so, not even realizing what all that preparation was for, you began to act on a dream without even knowing what the fullness of that dream was going to
So
look
we
like.
teach the 5 Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us what happened from there. What happened next?
Well, I ended up getting my sauce out into the market.
Wow.
And then the story,
Right.
we all know the story where I had to, rebrand, reformulate. And it just doesn't stop with being in the market. Because that was one way to really increase sales is to be there, being there saying, hey, try this. And by doing that, you're putting your personal self out there.
Yep.
And a lot of times,
Taking a risk.
hey, try this. And they taste it and like, ow, that's not for me.
Ow!
And, when it's your personal, personal
Best.
best that's on the line, that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't take it personally.
But you
Right.
can't D-tip.
Because
Don't take it
D-tip,
personal.
don't
Yeah.
take it personal.
That's right.
And so I had to learn not to take it personal because, that's why there's tons of products out there because everyone has a personal taste.
Wow.
So I had to really overcome the personal rejection.
Oh, that fear of rejection. That's
And
a
not
big deal.
only customer-wise, but even in the retail side. I don't know how many times I've gone, in order to get into 25 stores, I probably went to 75.
Okay.
Wow.
So that means 50 times I went into a big grocery store with my baby in hand,
Yeah.
and they're like, no.
Wow. Yeah.
And that
So
hurts.
literally, you got to go to a grocery store, knock on the door, ask for the general manager or somebody, and
Yes.
say, "Hey,
Yeah.
what would it take for me to be able to put this on your shelf?" Is
When you start out small,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you have to do.
Wow.
and go door to door, just like you're selling
Yes.
back cleaners or cars. You got to
Wow.
go door to door.
But with that, you also have to be prepared.
Right.
I had a great sales sheet that I had professionally made up.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just going to go up there and say, hey, I've got the sauce,
Right.
and it's in the back of my car. It was in the back of my car.
Don't you worry, it's okay to eat.
So let me ask. I want to
Wow, that's awesome.
take a little
And
turn.
you already had everything in place that you knew you would be able to meet that order, right?
Meet
That
that
you'd be able to
demand. Yes.
produce it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Where if they
that's a
said
big deal.
yes, a lot of times I was on the shelf within 10 minutes.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
you're ready to go. So if they say
Oh, yeah.
yes, boom,
Boom.
you're ready to move. And that's key because we might go and knock on somebody's door and maybe walking even in the anticipation, we're gonna get a no, so I'm not worried about my back.
Right.
And so if you get a yes and you're not ready and you're not prepared for that then you already shoot yourself in the foot again.
Yeah.
Right?
Another key thing about looking like you belong is having the faith that you're going to make that sale.
Yep.
Because if you walk in there, hey, I've got this great thing, and if they say, yeah, okay, you don't want to say, really? You want to be like,
really?
yeah, I knew you would.
Of
I got you
course.
covered.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's important.
That's
So
awesome.
I do have one question though. I want to go back because you're a father and you're a husband.
Right.
And so how did your family support you, or were they like skeptics, or tell me how did you convince your wife that, you know what, honey, I'm going to take our
We're gonna
savings
take this
and
risk,
we're going to
right.
go. I'm going to go in there and spend our inheritance money on taco sauce. Orale, right?
My wife, I like to say she's cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
And I'll walk in sometimes and say, hey, baby, look, I got this new opportunity. She's like, mm-hmm.
She is
good
awesome,
for you.
by the way.
Yeah.
His wife
She's
is
like, good
awesome.
for you. I'm supporting you, but I'm not going to get excited until it happens.
Right.
That's just covering her bases,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she doesn't get on that excitement trip that I'm on.
Yeah.
She's kind of like my anchor.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
word. That's
Okay,
awesome.
so somebody in the relationship's got to be anchored, and the other one can be in the clouds.
That balance,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm the kite, she's holding the string.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, we got to take another short break, but when we come back, we're gonna tie it all up together, and Chef Tony's gonna leave you with some powerful words that are gonna encourage you in making your own dreams come true.
Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Tyro Dads will help you to see who you really are on the inside by coming to terms with your past, present, and future. You'll begin to move forward by using your time on the inside to transform yourself. We know you're not the only one serving time. Your family is too. Overcoming the issues that existed prior to and during incarceration are often more than what many families can survive. Tyro Dads has a unique method of reaching and healing families based on Ron and Cathy and TYRO's own personal experiences. Tyro Dads works exclusively with incarcerated fathers who have minor children. The program lasts for 10 weeks and focuses on intensive character development. You'll be taught to take responsibility for your actions, to own it. You'll be prepared to overcome the obstacles of incarceration and transition back into your home and community, both successfully and permanently. Upon successful completion of this program, you will earn the title of TYRO, which means a warrior, someone learning something new. You will be one of the honored, a man worth following. If you think you have what it takes to be a TYRO, or you want to know more, contact your local project facilitator or your institution staff.
Welcome back to TYRO TV. I'm Ron Tiarina.
And I'm Cathy Tiarina, and we are here today with our dear friend and fellow Tyro, Chef Tony Brubaker.
Woo! I'll tell you what, this has been powerful. It's been inspiring. It has really motivated me to really get another look at what I want to do and what I'm doing, and all the entrepreneurship opportunities that come our way.
And I loved your word when you said, you know what, being a Tyro, it doesn't stop when you get pinned. It's an everyday continue to learn and get better.
Continuous improvement plan.
Before we have you leave something with our guys that to just tell them, things that they can do or things that points that you really want to hit home, let's talk briefly about each one of your sauces. Can we introduce those?
Yeah, please do.
So this one here, it says medium taco sauce, yellow label.
Woo-hoo.
Boom. Medium. What you got, Cathy?
Okay, this one, red label, that's really cool, is our
Hot.
hot taco sauce. We're going to be testing these, after the show, just so you know.
And this is the original, the first to
Awesome.
come out.
Original taco sauce. Taco sauce. That's how you say it. Taco.
Taco. Salsa, anyway.
And I tell you what, I love the way they're really small, compact. I love that they can fit inside your cupboard. They're not going to take much room, or you put them in your refrigerator, right? So they're not going to take much room after you open them up. That's where they go, right? And I can't wait to try this. And we're going to put this on some tacos today.
That's right. So I can't wait to try it either. So tell us. So what would be some things of all the things you've talked about? Is there any one thing or two things that you really want to leave with the viewers to say, hey, you know what? I have some pointers for you.
Just talking that camera right there.
Well, I remember when I first got here, I was introduced to the book, and it said more than a label. And what is a label? It's something that you wear that tells who you are. Now, if you're in prison, it's your number. But when you get out, you've got to change your label. You can't wear that number and have people think you're different on the inside. So the label you wear, the TYRO pin, you know, that's a label.
Yeah.
You know, and what that label represents is being a better father, being a better husband, being a better man, a man with following.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got to work that out day in and day out. Just because I have a label on this, if what's inside that jar is not good, the label will not mean anything.
Ooh, that's a good word.
So when you're a TYRO and you wear that pin and you carry that label, and that's a strong label.
Yeah.
You know, it's still what's inside. You know, that one gives the label credibility, and you know, and then the label gives you credibility.
Ooh, what a great word.
That's a good
So-
word. That's a great word.
And you know, if I could just leave with one thing, you know, even in business, once you get on the shelf, the work doesn't stop. You've got to keep anticipating what your customers want, satisfying your customers' needs. It's never, ever ending. You know, even the dynamics of the business are changing when you start getting to a different level. As a TYRO, it never stops. Your situation will change.
Yeah.
You know, you may get another child. You know, your relationships will change. But you know what? You've got that formula inside of you. And you've got to apply that to every situation that comes up. And you still have to apply that TYRO label to every single thing that you do.
Tony,
Oh,
And
that's
if you do that, you know what? You will be a success.
thank you so
Guarantee
much.
it.
Thank you so
That
much.
is awesome. What a great word.
That is a great word, and I'm so glad we captured that on video because that's a whole sermon, a whole lesson.
yeah.
That's a
Amen.
workship. I'm gonna be
That's
turning
right.
that
I'll
into a
preach it,
workshop.
baby,
That's
too.
right.
Listen,
awesome.
listen, dads. I really do hope you enjoyed this, and if you're not a dad, I still hope you were able to take notes and to learn from this and to glean from it because this is what it means. This is a TYRO right here, a man who already had a heart and passion to do something, and all we did was help fine-tune what he already had in his heart, right? 'Cause
So
he-
we want to thank you, Tony, so much for
Oh,
joining us.
thank you
on
very
today.
much for
Thank
having me.
you
It's
so much.
great
Tony,
to be back.
muchas gracias,
Yes,
man.
yes. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for letting us be part of your journey.
So dads, you know what it means to be a TYRO, right? A man worth following. Listen, until next time, thank you again, as Cathy said, thank you for letting us be part of your journey. And always remember that we are rooting for you.